What's up, everybody? It's your boy Upstart 101, Heavy Hitter 101, ready to talk a little Eagles 101. The thing that's on my mind right now is, well, I should toss it out there to you all. Do you all think that Doug Pederson has checked out on the team this year? I think so. Because, I mean, if you look at everything surrounding it, the press conferences, he's very chippy, he's irritable. Seems like he's not prepared for the obvious questions that are coming. It's like his attitude is whatever when it comes to the press conferences. And then when it comes to the game planning, I mean, how do you not utilize your run game when your running game has a tandem of backs averaging 5 yards per carry every time they touch the ball? It's pretty much like he's saying that, okay, you've turned the franchise over to this guy, the quarterback. The quarterback does what he wants to do. The quarterback has major say or major control somewhat in the organization, and nothing I can do about it. In other words, I think he's saying he's uncoachable. And I don't know, man. It just seems like, and then there's another thing with him and Howie have had some reported, shouting matches going back and forth with each other. Check that article out on Bleacher Report. But it's like he's being spiteful right now. Like, look, this is what you've got your franchise hitched to for the next few years. I'm going to show you exactly what it's going to look like once you turn it over to him. I wouldn't be surprised if he's watching Atlanta Falcon games, Houston Texan games. I don't think he's watching the Lions. If he leaves, he's definitely not taking that job. He's going from pure sugar to you-know-what if he takes that job. But it's going to be more openings. I think the Chargers job is going to possibly be open too, and I think that would be an intriguing fit for him because I think Justin Herbert is a good young quarterback, and he probably sees that as well, and he's got some weapons out there already. So I think Doug knows that something's gonna happen. He knows some type of heads are gonna roll. You know, he doesn't have the best relationship with Howie. Looks like he doesn't have the best relationship with the quarterback because the quarterback is not responding to him. So what do you do? It's like he's saying, F it. F it. I know bleep's gonna hit the fan. It may not just be one casualty. It may be GM and head coach. Because at the end of the day, the owner, Jeffrey Lurie, is going to have to find somebody, you know, to try and, because I don't think he's going anywhere. That video that I put out on the potential scenario was just a potential scenario, that's all, because I really don't think, based on how he's played, nobody's going to realistically offer anything for him this year. So the only choice they have is to rebuild him back up. And they're going to have to rebuild him back up by bringing somebody else in that can reach him. Now, it's another little interesting article or development that came out on our quarterback that I'll talk about later. But I'm going to stay on subject right now about this. Doug is coaching like a man that knows his time is pretty much up, or however you want to phrase it. Is either his time's up or he doesn't want to be a part of this. He doesn't see the situation working with him and Carson, and he knows Carson is pretty much going to be there. So it's like, I don't know. In a way, it seems like he doesn't care about it right now, but it's just real. It's just real. If one thing we can say, we're a bad team, but we've got a whole lot of drama circulating around us. So it's just bad right now. It's going to be a long off season. It's going to be a long last, 4 weeks? 4 or 5 weeks of the season. We're not winning no more games. Hopefully, we're not winning no more games. Hopefully, a couple of those teams ahead of us win some more games. And, you know, we move up as high as possible in this draft. And we have a new regime, you know, that's going to pick these players, because if we don't have somebody come in immediately and turn this thing around with the draft, Howie has really set this franchise back for the next 2-3 years with his poor drafting. So we're going to need some top talent evaluators and a real sharp GM. And we may need a new head coach. Who that may be, I don't know. It's got to be somebody that's willing to come in with a plan, conducive to not just capitalizing on Carson Wentz's skill set, but also you got to take advantage of the skill set of Miles Sanders, because it's a joke how Doug uses him. To me, it is. It's just a joke. He's wasting them. He's a dual threat back that can catch it and run it. Sure, he fumbles, but maybe he fumbles again. Like I said, maybe he fumbles because he has a lack of rhythm from not being in the game, being in the flow of the game. Still's no excuse, but still, it's crazy. So, yeah, we're gonna have major changes. We're gonna we're gonna get a new GM, and we're potentially gonna get a new head coach, because it's just not working with Doug and Carson. And I believe Doug genuinely doesn't want to coach him. Maybe it's his attitude or what, I don't know. His attitude has been, questioned in the past, so, of him thinking that he knows it all. So, but he's gonna have to humble himself first and foremost to get this thing corrected. But I don't think that voice is gonna necessarily be Doug Pederson's voice, because that voice isn't resonating at all with him right now. So, on that note, yeah, I think Doug has checked out to a certain extent. I think Doug wouldn't mind if he was fired at the end of the season, because there's some pretty interesting jobs out there, and he's gonna get a crack just from having that Super Bowl win on his resume. So, I mean, a team like Atlanta, for example, with a team that's pretty much, if they keep their quarterback and Julio Jones, they're pretty much in win now mode. They could look at him. They've got nice weapons down there. Houston will definitely look at him, just because he has that championship win on his resume. And like I said, the Chargers are going to be looking for a head coach, because I don't think they're going to keep their coach beyond this season as well. So it's going to be some interesting spots. We're not even going to mention the Lions. There may be a couple more spots that open up that haven't pretty much become clear right now. So he's going to have his pick. It's going to be between him and Eric Bieniemy. They're going to have that pick of which spot they want to go. So, the only way I would want Eric Bieniemy here is if he brought some of those weapons with him, or they get somebody competent in here that's going to draft those type of weapons around Carson. Only way. If not, we don't have the personnel to run that type of offense. But that's my takes on that. Got this little interesting theory on Carson. Well, it's not a theory, but I'll touch on that later. It's your boy Upstart 101, Heavy Hitter 101. Talking Eagles 101. See y'all in a little bit. Peace.